Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, guys? Butterbar here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be kind of having a little fun video, kind of response video to 402 Thunder's video that he did earlier today, which was about comparing Modern Warfare to Black Ops Cold War, kind of stuff that you liked, you didn't like between the two games, to where it's just like, you know, which would be your favorite between the two turds right now. Modern Warfare, you know, it's not really that great. It has a lot of issues that really have never been addressed so far, and people are kind of seeing Modern Warfare as like one of those games that nobody likes. I mean, like, I try to play it just to find some enjoyment out of it, but there's still definitely a lot of frustrations I have in Modern Warfare, and some like, I went into Black Ops Cold War like expecting that, you know, some of the frustration I had in Modern Warfare maybe be fixed, and, you know, I would have a little bit more fun in Black Ops Cold War, and honestly, I just had a terrible experience with it. And I love the way that 402 Thunder was able to do kind of a comparison between the two. You know, what did you like, what did you didn't like, you know, what was some of the things that you frustrated you between the two games as well, like what are things that in both games frustrate you the most. So honestly, I wanted to give you guys my opinion about what I like, don't like between the two games, because again, like I said, both games right now, at least so far, with Black Ops Cold War, people are not liking the way that it's actually going, and Modern Warfare is already one of those games, one of those Call of Duty games out there, like in the top 3 of the most disliked Call of Duty games in the franchise. So let me give you my little take on this and kind of tell you guys exactly what I like and didn't like between the two games. So let's first off talk about Ground War. You guys know I enjoy Ground War, and when it comes to combined arms at Black Ops Cold War, I did not like it whatsoever. Look, Modern Warfare has Ground War with 64 players, 32v32, had multiple maps, has vehicles and stuff like that, and it makes it feel very immersive, makes it feel like you're really in a war zone, make you feel like you're in combat with the amount of different actions that can be taking place. When it comes to 12v12, I did not like it whatsoever, just because the maps were huge, but a lot of people, I mean, just 12v12, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of people on the map for how big they are. Like, I feel like they need to have more people on these maps, and it's just kind of it's a step backwards from what Modern Warfare was able to do with its game, being able to add 32v32. It was a really great thing to experience that, and I feel like what Ground War was kind of working towards, you know, back in the day where it was only like 9v9, it's great to see that 32v32 is the new Ground War of it. And I know they're trying to do a little comparison between Battlefield and whatnot, since a new Battlefield game hasn't been out in a while, but I do enjoy the take that Modern Warfare did with Ground War, and it sucks to know that combined arms not only does it have the amount of players on it, but also you can't spawn on objectives, you can't spawn on teammates, and I just think it's a kind of a big step backwards. Let's talk about this next thing. Let's talk about visibility. This is another thing I have a huge issue with in Black Ops Cold War compared to Modern Warfare. And when it comes to visibility, at least in Modern Warfare, it does seem like for the most of the time you can actually detect exactly who's an enemy and who's a friendly. You know, it's also nice too that in Modern Warfare, there's actually two factions. You know exactly what faction you're on in the beginning of the game. You know a faction what you're going against, and it's really nice to kind of detect exactly who's an enemy and who's a friendly that way. In Black Ops Cold War, again, when it comes to bigger maps, I can't really tell exactly who's an enemy and who's a friendly. Again, especially with faraway distances, some of the environments don't allow with great visibility, and also too, the factions. There's no factions whatsoever. There can be 6 Woods characters on one team, and on the enemy team, you can have 6 Wood and the enemy teammates. So it's crazy to know that there's no factions. There's no way to tell apart between who's an enemy and who's a friendly. But I'll say this too: Black Ops Cold War could go down a route that Black Ops 4 did, where you have lights being able to visually detect who is a friendly and who's an enemy. Currently, right now, Black Ops Cold War does not have that. Now, that's not saying that they could. They could make, you know, going off of the, you know, the feedback that we're giving them, hopefully, you know, they can make some changes to it. I don't know if it'll go down that route. I hope it does. But currently, right now, at least visibility and trying to detect exactly who the enemy is and who the friendly is really not that great. All right, let's talk about this. Dead Silence being a perk. That is one thing I love that Black Ops Cold War did, is they made Dead Silence a perk. That is one thing that I've been asking for so long to be in Modern Warfare, but it was just never a thing. I think it was really stupid. It was turned into like a piece of equipment that you would have to wait for it to charge up to be able to use Dead Silence. And look, some of the sound things, at least in Modern Warfare, is just very hit and miss. Sometimes you can hear people stomping around and running around and play in other places, and then Ground War, and half the time it's like, man, I can't hear somebody just balls to the walls running. I can't hear them, and they're not using Dead Silence as a perk. So it's just very weird on how off it is, at least when it comes to sound in Modern Warfare. Black Ops Cold War at least kind of goes at least a way where I'm like, okay, I can enjoy this. I enjoy that Dead Silence is a perk, and the sound design and whatnot I do like. So that's at least one thing I do enjoy with that. Now I will say this. Again, I hate it. I hate it that I'm comparing these two games, because they're honestly just so far just not my favorites in the Call of Duty franchise by any means. But let's compare another thing too, Killstreaks. I enjoy that Modern Warfare did Killstreaks in the way that they did. Now, I hated that they don't allow you to recirculate. Like, you're able to get your highest kill streak, and then you can recirculate and get your other kill streaks over again as long as you're staying alive. I hated that Modern Warfare did it that way. However, I enjoy not only the kill streaks in the game, but I also enjoy it being kill streaks and being kind of rewarding with how well you're playing and making you kind of judge exactly how you want to move, how you want to use weaponry and whatnot, and exactly who you want to engage and who you don't. When it comes to the score streaks in Black Ops Cold War, I'm not a huge fan of it just because it's like, oh, you know what, everyone's going to get a UAV. Hey, eventually I'm going to get my napalm strike. Hey, eventually I'm going to get my artillery strike. There's no really risk and reward to it. Now, I understand that the score streak system works with, you know, the more kills you get in a kill streak, the higher points you go, the higher chance, you know, the possibility of you getting your higher kill streaks and whatnot or score streaks. I get that, but again, it just doesn't feel rewarding. It doesn't feel rewarding enough to be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna work my way to, you know, I'm gonna work super hard to capture objectives. When it's funny too that score streaks, you know, when it comes to actually getting the points towards your score streak, objective play doesn't really count that much. Getting kills does. It's just, to me, it's just a very offset, off-putting way of doing kill streaks or score streaks when you have, you know, maybe Black Ops 4 or other games out there to where they were able to do score streaks very well. I just hated that they don't reset. They cost way too many points, and I understand that that's kind of the offset because they don't reset on death. They have to cost more score. I just don't like it, and it's just a really downside to me that I just like. I wish it could have been better. Now I will say this, compared to two games, both Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War, the maps so far, not that great. Modern Warfare, my god, this is the funny thing. We'll get into classic maps as well when it comes to comparing the two games, but Modern Warfare just does not have maps that work out as well, like, just don't work well at all. You have these doors, the door warfare going on. I mean, it's still funny to this day watching that YouTube video of somebody trying to cross the street in one of the 10v10 maps and just getting sniped from like 17 different windows. It was ridiculous, and I hated that Modern Warfare went down that route. Now, Black Ops Cold War, again, to me, there wasn't any map out there that standing out and be like, oh my god, this is the most amazing map in the world. This is the most amazing thing. Like, oh my god, this is the selling point right here. I love it. I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all, and I wish I would have, because I was hoping, you know, they'd have some good maps, some good gameplay, and I just did not like any of the maps at all. Now, when it comes to classic maps, I do imagine the classic maps will return. You'll see Nuketown, you'll see, you know, you'll see a firing range and stuff like that. Modern Warfare, I hope it does not go down the route that Modern Warfare did, because Modern Warfare returned classic maps to its game and just absolutely broke them. Shipment, I don't understand. You have World War II, and World War II has shipment in that game, and it works great. It works so well, but Modern Warfare changes shipment to where it's just the most asinine, just disgusting map in the world, and I wish it didn't go down that route, but that's the way that they were wanting to design the map. So between both games, I really did not see any great map design or anything that just like, oh, speaks out to me. I just wish we could go down this route where it's like, back in the day, we were able to create some amazing maps. Now, I know there was maybe different designers and whatnot, but dang it, man. We used to have some good maps, but no matter if it was Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War, World at War, whatnot, there were some damn good maps, and it sucks that, you know what, we have to get released year after year a new Call of Duty game that has terrible maps, but then again, the classic maps always make a return. It's just the weirdest thing going on. So, look, between the two games, I don't see myself picking up Black Ops Cold War immediately. I don't. Look, I already have frustrations as it is with Modern Warfare. I have pretty much had frustrations as it was playing Black Ops Cold War, between the aim assist and other things that were just a big bother, a big hindrance on gameplay that I just did not care for and I did not like. And I don't want to experience that with another game. I don't want to buy another $80 or $90 game, experience the same frustration I have with a game I already own. Like, I already own Modern Warfare. I already own this game, and I don't want to buy another game that I'm going to have frustration with. And it's kind of how I see between the both games. Now, comparison between the two games, with Modern Warfare having a really amazing campaign, and then the multiplayer is just like really hit and miss. But then when it comes to Spec Ops really just does not, like, I don't know why in the world we went from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 having an amazing Spec Ops game mode, and then all of a sudden in Spec Ops, like, nobody cared. Nobody cared whatsoever about Modern Warfare Spec Ops, and that sucked because we were kind of going off the heels of what Modern Warfare 2 2 and Modern Warfare 3 were able to do with its Spec Ops game mode. Now, when it comes to comparison to Black Ops Cold War, it does look like it's going to have a good campaign. It looks like it's going to be a really good campaign to continue on between Black Ops 1 storyline and continuing on. Zombies does look good. I mean, I hope it is good. I think that's one thing that is one of the driving factors for people to pick up Black Ops Cold War is because of the zombie experience. But if it's anything like Modern Warfare and its Spec Ops, man, I don't think anybody's going to like it. I doubt that's going to be the case because I know the zombie fan base is huge, but I don't want it to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want the game mode to be just kind of like forgotten how Spec Ops was in Modern Warfare, and I doubt that's going to be the case. But between the two games, it is kind of funny to see how comparison they are of like exactly the game modes that it has between the two games. So anyway, guys, that's my comparison between the two games. I would love to know from you guys, what do you guys think about between Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare? What are the things you like? What do you guys don't like? And let me know in the comments below if you guys plan on picking up Black Ops Cold War. I'd love to know. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you guys all next time.